Patridge. I'm labeled as McKinney-Vento in the state of Florida. I just wanted to make this video to talk about my situation and to thank everyone out for helping me on my journey to success. So I grew up with my mom and dad. They were both battling with addiction and they were losing pretty bad. So then my grandparents took me in. Fast forward to my freshman year, around my freshman year of high school, we moved to Citrus County from Pinellas County, and it was fine for a while up until my senior year. I started reaching out to all these counselors and talking about my situation currently and growing up. Then a man named Patrick Simon reached out to me, and he was a great help in my journey. It was around the perfect time of me wanting college and figuring that was the best route for me. And yeah, it made a huge difference in my life. I'd also like to thank everyone else he's contacted me with. We have Dr. Steve Rios, Dr. Misty Kemp, Austin Crawford, and Blake Althea, but Blake Althea doesn't work in the same sector anymore. I just want to thank all of you. You've all been a great help with me and towards my future goals and ambitions and everything in between in the journey towards it. So I plan on using college towards my entrepreneurship dream that I've been working on for multiple years of my life. I do a lot of coding, website development, iOS, Android development. I also do a little digital marketing. Over the time, my situation growing up, it forces you to be pretty independent, and I don't like to be limited on the things I do in my life, especially how much money I make. So college is great for job placement, plan B, while I work on plan A, which plan A is my entrepreneurship dream. I plan on taking this to the moon, and my situation has turned out to be a benefit for my life, not a negative. And I want to thank everyone else, and I can't wait to meet all of you guys and talk with you.
Positive Pathways Network. My name's Rayla James. I'm 22 years old and I live in Brevard County, Florida. So last year in fall 2022, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in elementary education from the University of Central Florida. And as a former foster youth, there were many challenges that I faced that I'm going to talk about. So the first one is the tuition waiver. I found that both my local university before I transferred to UCF, as well as UCF, often would request my tuition waiver to be submitted again, and the financial statement would show up as me being required to pay something. And so this is something that I would always have to be in communication with the financial aid department about, because for some reason they just somehow lost it, or they just didn't have it on file, or didn't check a box, whatever their system is to make sure that you don't have to resubmit it. That was one challenge. Another challenge was just the whole process of transferring from a community college to a state college. Luckily, they do make a program called Direct Connect to UCF, which I was able to enroll in. But at the time, it seemed really overwhelming. There were a lot of steps to take. I didn't know who to communicate with, who to contact, and I didn't know how to enroll in certain courses, especially living in Brevard County, not attending main campus. It was a little bit more of a challenge because everything was done via like telephone or email. I couldn't go into an advisor's office the way I could at my local college. So an organization that helped me navigate some of these challenges while I was in college was the Knights Alliance Network. I didn't find out about foster care liaisons until I was transitioning from my local college to the state college. And I just remember being like, oh my goodness, I wish I had known that these types of people existed who their sole purpose is to support youth who are in college and navigating all of the different things from FAFSA to how to apply for classes, how to choose what program you want to go into, and all of those different things. So at UCF, the Knights Alliance Network helped me a lot. Specifically was Tammy Nadeau. I would call her about different things. She would always answer my questions. She was amazing. Another person that helped me was my mentor. So as a former foster youth, I'm highly supportive of mentors for youth who are aging out of care, and that those relationships are sustained despite them exiting the system of care, because oftentimes we don't have that much of support from other people in our life. So my mentor was a really big support for me, especially enrolling first in the local college, how to apply for FAFSA and go into the advisor's office and figure everything out. So in talking about foster care liaisons, why are these people important? Well, foster care liaisons are important because foster care and child welfare in itself is a whole niche, right? Not everybody who knows about child welfare knows everything about that system. So it can be difficult for youth to walk into an advisor's office and try to have a conversation with somebody who has no idea what terminology they're using or what they're talking about. So having someone who knows the ins and outs of youth who are also maybe enrolled in IL services, then transitioning to education, is going to create a more streamlined process for them to know what they are eligible for and what steps to take, which reminds me of another challenge that I faced when I was in college, and that is proving my independent status as a former foster youth. So working with the financial aid department to submit documentation was difficult and something that I had to navigate at the time without a liaison. So looking back, if I had had someone who knew exactly what steps to take, rather than me continuing to go to the office and have no answers, it would have been a lot more helpful to me on my journey. So thank you for supporting the Positive Pathways Network. May we all continue to just spread the awareness of why these types of positions at local and statewide colleges are so important, so that youth and young adults going through the college system can have that point of contact to answer any of their questions and who really understand the lingo of the system.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Scott and I'm currently a fourth year social work major at Florida State University. And when I think of campus support programs, I think of an entity that identifies some of the issues that students face and addresses them. Some of the primary concerns of some students are being financially unstable, not having emotional stability, or people that can help them cope with their own emotions and not performing as well as they want to academically. And I believe that creating a program that focuses on some of these core values can be beneficial to some of the students that may come from underserved areas. I think one of the most important aspects of helping in student life is life coaching, because it gives students a safe space to, be themselves. And it also allows them to cope more with their life situations and their mental health. I can say that for me personally, having a life coach and being able to go to someone with my personal issues definitely helped me excel, not only as a student, but as a leader and a person as well. Because at the time, throughout college, actually, I've definitely experienced a lot of things. And I think that having someone that can serve as kind of like the backbone of helping me grow was definitely essential to my growth academically and in college. So I think that having campus support systems that make room for those emotional needs, the mental needs, the academic needs, and the professional growth needs is the key to having more student success. Thank you.